What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Streamloots YouTube channel. My name is Preacher, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about an awesome free streaming software called Streamlabs OBS. This video is going to be similar to our platform overview of OBS Studio, so if you haven't checked that video out, we'll leave a link to that video in the description below. So what is Streamlabs OBS anyway? Well, Streamlabs OBS, like OBS Studio, is a software that allows you to broadcast your content live to platforms like Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, and Facebook. However, Streamlabs has integrated a ton of tools like custom alerts, widgets, and overlays right into their dashboard, which is going to make your job a lot easier when you want to get a really creative look with your live stream. Today, we'll show you how to download and install Streamlabs OBS, as well as give you an overview of the software to help you get started before you go live. With that being said, let's get into it. All right, so first things first, we need to download Streamlabs OBS. So we're going to go to streamlabs.com and download the software to our computer. So we're going to click this green button here that says download Streamlabs OBS. Once we click on that, it's going to download over here. And once that's downloaded, we can click on it and run the program. Then when we go to set up Streamlabs OBS, we're going to have to go through their terms and agreements. We're going to click agree. And we're going to choose where we want Streamlabs OBS to install. For me, I've installed it within my program files folder. Once we've done that, we're going to have to log into the account to connect Streamlabs with our streaming platform. So we're going to select the platform that we are streaming to. Once we've logged into our platform's account, we now have two options that we can select between when setting up Streamlabs OBS. Now, as I said, this is very similar to OBS Studio. What Streamlabs OBS has done is they've allowed you to import settings from OBS Studio if you've already been working with OBS Studio to make your job a little bit easier. You can also select Start Fresh. This is what we're going to do today for the sake of exploring Streamlabs OBS. Once we've done that, we're going to be able to set up our mic and our webcam. And so we're going to go down here to select our webcam, and then down here to select our microphone. Click continue. Once we've done that, we're going to see a blank canvas within Streamlabs. There's quite a few differences with Streamlabs OBS in comparison to OBS Studio, such as the menu options up at the top left, like the editor and the themes that you can select from, as well as the dashboard button right here. But we'll go into a lot of this throughout the video. Down in the bottom left right here, we're going to see that there is a collection. selection of scenes. In this case, there's only one scene created currently, and this is by default when you begin in Streamlabs. In order to add a scene, we're going to click on the plus sign here to add a new scene, and we can name this scene whatever we'd like. We'll call it Scene 2. Now that we've added that scene, we're going to have 2 blank scenes within Streamlabs that we can rotate between. Now what we need to do is we need to add sources to that scene. In order to do that, we're going to go down to the bottom middle here where it says Sources, and we're going to go to the plus sign. You're going to see a pop-up menu that's going to give you a ton of different options of different sources that you can add to your scene. So let's add a few sources here. To begin, let's add a background to our scene here. Let's call this background, and we're going to click Add Source. It's going to give us an option to search for a file on our computer. I'm going to select this awesome Streamloots background, and I'm going to click Done. Once I do that, I can resize this however I would like and fill out the scene, or I could add it to just a part of the scene. All right, now that we've added a background, let's add a webcam. We're going to go to Video Capture Device, and we're going to click Add Source, and we'll label this webcam. Let's click Add Source, and then we're going to be able to select from any of the webcams that are connected to our computer currently. So let's select this webcam here, and we're going to click Done. And now we can move this and drag it wherever we would like. So let's say I wanted to add a display capture so that my viewers can see what I'm looking at on my monitor. For example, if I'm searching the web or anything like that, I could do that simply by adding a display capture, adding source. We'll leave it named display capture. So let's select the one we're currently using. And now that I've done that, you're going to be able to see everything that I'm looking at. Now, what I want to show you is that if you go down below in the sources, you should think of the sources like a sandwich. It's essentially different pieces that are layered together from top to bottom. So what you see at the top is going to be in front versus what's at the bottom, which is going to be in the back. So if I move the display capture, for example, behind the webcam, it's now going to reveal my webcam. And now we still don't see the background, so let's move the display capture behind the background. And now that's going to hide the display capture. Resizing and relocating your sources is a great way to make sure that your scene looks exactly the way that you want it to look. So let's say we want to highlight every time somebody performs an action in the channel, such as following, hosting, donating, or subscribing. In order to do that, we're going to add something called a widget. And Streamlabs has a ton of different options here. The one that we want to talk about is the alert box. And the alert box is going to highlight donations, subscriptions, follows, bits or embers, hosts. So let's add that source. And we're going to label it alert box. And we're going to have a menu that's going to give us a ton of different options of the actions we want to highlight within that box. We can get a preview of what's going to happen in the alert. And we can adjust